can make it interactive, or I can ask myself and give an answer. Anyway, let's start with, is CAT-IQ backwards compatible to DECT? This is an easy one.
非常简单的问题，答中马上有奖。
So I already gave an answer about that. Actually, the answer is yes, and CAT-IQ 2.0 includes CAT-IQ 1.0 that includes GAP, and GAP is the generic access profile of the DECT. Very, very basic. So it includes only a very short list of features, making sure that there is a very basic interoperability between DECT phones, DECT handsets and DECT bases. CAT-IQ, of course, extends it almost to 100% of interoperability. So this is about backward compatibility. Do I need the same vendor for interoperability? Same vendor can be a chipset provider or equipment vendor. So here the answer is very simple as well. The answer is no. Actually, this is the essence of CAT-IQ. It actually allows you to use different vendors, chipset vendors, different equipment manufacturers, different brands of handsets and gateways, and they have to be interoperable. The CAT-IQ standards defines how the features will function in a manner which underlines interoperability. The hardware needs to provide support for long slot. It was mentioned by Jesper, the test equipment that is provided by RTX. And the CAT-IQ protocol is in the stack and the system layers, which means that it is a combination. The chipset has to support the long slots, the communication protocol stack software and the upper system layers and application layers have to support CAT-IQ. But that's it. It means that any vendor that supports it is capable of being certified, and then there is interoperability. Can any company apply for CAT-IQ certification? I think that some of your companies may be interested in that. So the answer to that is that there are preconditions. Preconditions for certification. CAT-IQ is registered trademark that is owned by the DECT forum. It references features and procedures to corresponding ETI specifications, which means that the CAT-IQ is on the DECT forum controls it. Only end products can be approved through the certification program, which means that it is a fixed part or portable part vendors. It can be at least one company in the value chain of the CAT-IQ compliant product. It can be the manufacturers, the brand owner. It cannot be the chipset vendor. So DSP Group, for example, cannot give you something that is CAT-IQ certified. This is something that you have to do as the company that is developing the actual product. And only full members of the DECT forum can apply for certification, which means that your company or the company that buys your equipment has to be a full member of the DECT forum. And then you can go to the certification program and get certification. Okay, is this clear? What test equipment do I need for CAT-IQ? So actually there are several things to be tested. There is the interoperability testing that includes the GAP. There is acoustic testing. CAT-IQ also defines the acoustic criteria. And there is the RF testing, including long slot, of course. For interoperability testing, there is one certified test equipment from Dosh and Amand for testing the CAT-IQ protocol. The Rode-Schwarz tester is for the basic DECT, GAP, TBR22. For the, by the way, this Dosh and Amand equipment you can see on our demo table. It includes our chipset inside. For acoustic testing, it is the head acoustics equipment. And for the RF testing, as already mentioned here, RTX is leading here. We heard that The others are joining now, so there will be some competition for the long slots and the other physical parts of the CAT-IQ. Do I need to certify my product for CAT-IQ? So first, it's a requirement that is being included in RFQs from operators. So some operators are already mandating it. Second, it is also credibility of you as a vendor of your solution, because it demonstrates a proven level of audio quality, a proven conformance to the specification, and demonstrates interoperability with other vendors. Those are very important values, and in the next presentation, I'll talk a little more about these values. Also, it's a differentiator versus non-certified products. You can actually publish your product in the DECT forum websites. Which products are CAT-IQ certified? And here, the only products that are CAT-IQ certified as of today are CAT-IQ 1.0 devices, because CAT-IQ 2.0 certification program is not yet complete. And you have a full list, as I said, in the DECT forum website. And this is the list of certified products as of today. All of those, by the way, are including our chipset inside, DSP Group's chipset. There is, as I said, there are as yet no certified CAT-IQ 2.0 products. Certification will open during this quarter. Okay, so these are the certified products, and you can always go to this website and find which are the new certified products. And the last question is, what are the benefits for CAT-IQ? And I will keep this question open because this is my next presentation. I hope I'm not too fast.
或者 Brand 说的速度会不会太快？各位有没有问题？应该 OK 吧 ？OK 吧 ？Perfect.
Okay, good. So, this presentation is a little more, how to say, it's not exactly business, but a little more oriented to what is the business behind the CAT-IQ and what is the operator business model. In this presentation, I will show you the fixed line business situation in the US. I will remind the basic values of the DECT. I will talk a little about the DECT in the broadband communication era, and we'll go over many of the CAT-IQ values for the consumer and the operator, and then a summary, and later I will take 10 minutes to introduce DSP Group as well. So what we see in the United States in the past 5 or even more, 6, 7 years already, is that the percentage of households, ignore the adults and children, percentage of households that are not using anymore the fixed line is growing rapidly. It was maybe 2-3% in 2003, and it is reaching 30% during this year and next year, which means that actually people are not buying phones anymore for the home. They will use their mobile phones or any alternative communication, normally mobile today, and it is a very big threat for the fixed line operators. The fixed line operators have good revenue and of the fixed line and the fixed line services that they can provide at the home. You can also see that if you look at the ages, old people are still using phones at home, the fixed line. But the younger generations, especially between 20 and 30 years old, are actually abandoning the fixed line and are using wireless or mobile communication instead. And you can see it's 50% already in 2009. which means a very gloomy future for the fixed line business. So there is a question here, which is how to protect and revive the fixed line business as important revenue source for the operators. So let's see what are the fundamental values of DECT first, and then we'll talk about CAT-IQ. DECT is the chosen technology by the operators, the AGI, for voice distribution at the home. And the reasons are that it is mature and proven technology. Every year about 70 million DECT telephones are being sold, and the installed base is reaching 300 million and growing yearly. Still, many of the legacy phones are old 2.4, 5.8 and analog technologies, and the DECT is still a growing technology. And you see, those are quite big numbers. The market is very mature and very healthy. There is most of the leading consumer electronics brands own telephones and cordless telephones, strong equipment manufacturers, and also healthy chipset vendors